Hi everybody, Anthony Navarro here again. I wanted to do a follow-up video to the first video on the Nepal trip that we're planning. It's a trip with a group called humalafund.org, and basically I'm going to be able to use my skills as a registered nurse on the other side of the planet to help a very underserved community that's in one of the driest, one of the most poorest, highest altitude areas in the world. And I want to start off by saying thank you to the people that have already donated to this cause, and hopefully your donations will motivate others to help out with something that I'm very, very passionate about. So one of the things I wanted to talk about very briefly is, just as I was about to get out of nursing school, I spent 4 months in Montana working with the Indian Health Service at Crow Agency, Montana. And it's part of the public health service contract that I was with. So when I went over there, I was working in all different capacities in a brand new facility. So I was doing med surg, ER, a little bit of labor and delivery, the whole works, all meshed into a very intensive 4-month period. And one of the things I learned there is that when I went there in a very high-tech, modern, medical, Western capacity, I also had to make sure that I was respecting cultural norms. And that's going to be very important on this trip to Nepal, because the last thing you want to do when you go over there and are in this position of authority and you're trying to help medically is if you're stomping on their customs and their culture, you're not going to build a long-term relationship. And for me, that's going to be very important. I want to get to the point where every year I'm going back and I can watch the kids grow up, and I can watch the parents transition, and I can watch all these different good things happening. And the only way that I'm going to do that is if I build a good quality relationship with as many individuals as I can. So that's one of the things from my past that I think I'm going to be able to draw from and really use effectively. So one of the things I've done recently is I teamed up with a group called the Transformational Leadership Institute. And they're a phenomenal new group that's in town that's going to be really helping to shift a lot of the kids in the right direction, parents in the right direction, so that we're seeing our community really flourish. And what we decided to do is we're going to be doing an event on April 15th from 9 to 1 p.m. And we have yet to determine the venue, so you really want to keep an eye out for future videos we're going to be doing on this subject. But something that's really neat about this event is, yes, it's a fundraiser for me going to Nepal, but we're going to be putting in a lot of value in this 4-hour event, and it's really focused on parents and kids and helping them to find a way to get the most success out of life, to determine what is their career path, what is their life path, how do they determine their purpose, which when you include purpose in your job, it's not really a job anymore. You're doing what you were really meant to do. All these intrinsic personal things that you have that can make you infinitely more successful at your job. So we're going to be helping people determine, is college a pathway, is a trade school a pathway, and really helping them to get the most out of that. So if you know any parents or kids that are getting ready to leave high school or even junior high age, to really get them on the right track, tell them about this event on April 15th from 9 to 1 p.m. And again, it's going to be an awesome event, but we also have a lot of corporate sponsors that we're looking for. So if you know any businesses or individuals that want to donate items for a silent auction or just to do a straight donation, we are very interested in that, especially for those of you that are really getting excited about this fundraising event for me to go to Nepal, but financially you can't pull it. Getting somebody else or a company in to donate is every bit as good. So please help us out with those. So again, silent auctions going on. One of the things I talked about in the other video that I'm really looking forward to is when I'm over there in Nepal, basically at the base camp area of Mount Everest is really right around that area where we're going to be. I'm going to be taking pictures of all the kids and adults and elders that we're helping, and to bring those back and to really give you a feel for the extremeness of the environment, the toughness of the people, the kindness and the gentleness and the compassionateness of the people, and why it is I'm so passionate about going there, because you really were and are an integral part of how I'm going to get there, and I want to make sure that I bring that back to you. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is to build and to have that accountability with you, the people that are making it possible for me to get out there. So again, not only building relationships with these people all the way on the other side of the world, but also with you guys, the donors, the supporters of this. So again, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that event on April 15th at 9 to 1 p.m. Again, venue still yet to be determined. But you notice I have this little golden Buddha here. It's got a little slot on the back. So again, keeping with the whole cultural norms of that area. If you're in the shop and you can donate a couple bucks or slide in a check, whatever the case might be, this would be the way to do it at the shop. So thank you very much, Anthony Navarro, and I look forward to chatting with everybody again. Have a good day.